All right. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, the belongs to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who rule well and who is worthy to be counted for double honors. Peace and salutations to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for love of the gospel. So Brother Gabari from Indiana camp coming back at you again with another sit down. All right, I'm gonna entitle this video more proof that the Gentiles, some of the Gentiles are actual Israelites. All right, or something to that effect. Like I said, whatever the Spirit has me name it at the end of the video, we're just gonna name it that. But I was watching this video. I was watching this video going into the Hasmoneans dynasty. Of course, it started off. It kind of started off when the Greeks with Alexander the Great, when he came into power. Then when his 4 generals came, and then the Seleucid dynasty fought against Judah Maccabees and so forth and so forth. But they had said a key point that that resonated with me, that stuck with me, and I'm like, damn, that's actually a pretty good video topic. How we always get on about the Gentiles. All right. And even in this video, they said that some of our people, some of the Jews stuck to those Hellenistic ways well after the Greek Empire, well over even to the Roman Empire. All right. So, and that's exactly how, when you read scriptures like neither Jew nor Greek, or there's no difference between Jew nor Greek. This is what it's talking about. All right. It's not actually talking about an Edomite. It's not talking about an actual Greek. It's talking about our people who changed over to those customs and stuck with those customs and wanted to actually ingrain themselves into that. All right. Actually believe that they were Greeks, that they were Hamites, that they were, Romans or whatever, but really, to be honest, they were actually Israelites by blood. See? But what the wacky tacky Christians, or even even the average Joe Smo who call himself reading the Bible or whatever, they don't understand that. They actually think that that's actually talking about a heathen. So when they read certain scriptures that said, neither Jew nor Greek, or certain scriptures that talks about the Gentiles, they're actually thinking they're actually thinking about that's talking about a heathen, which it isn't. All right. So without further ado, we're gonna hop straight into it.
21 BC, Judea came fully under the control of the Hasmonean dynasty, and the descendants of Judah Maccabeus and his brothers would rule it as a fully independent kingdom for a time. It is worth noting that even after this successful bid for independence, elements of the Hellenistic language and culture remained visible in Jewish society for centuries, especially after they were expelled from their homeland by the Romans after the Great Jewish Rebellion, and forced to integrate as a diaspora community across a notoriously Greek-loving Roman Empire.
Yeah, you even see they even use the word diasporas, all right, which we're going to get into that, which actually means, well, let's go ahead and let's get straight to it. All right, this is John chapter 7 and verse 33. It says, then said Yahushua unto them, yet a little while I am with you, and then I go unto him that sent me. It says, yea, ye shall seek me and shall not find me, and where I am, there ye cannot come. Then said the Jews amongst themselves, whither will he go, that we will not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed amongst the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? See, now let's look at the word disperse. You see, it goes into that Greek word, what? Diaspora, which with the video we just watched, he said what? Certain of our people will go more of a diaspora community, which means what? A scattered, dispersed. It says of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. See? So what? It was our people. It was what? Israelites who were dispersed amongst foreign heathenistic nations. See, and that's why in this book, John 7:33, it said, John 7:35, it said, then the Jews said amongst themselves, where would he go? That we cannot find it? Will he go amongst the dispersed, amongst the Gentiles, which is what? The Israelite foreigners, and teach the Gentiles and teach the Israelite foreigners. See, it's not actually talking about actual heathens, you see? It's not talking about actual heathens, not actually talking about actual Gentiles. It's talking about our people who what? Who was dispersed amongst the Gentiles, who was dispersed amongst those people who what? Who took on the customs, who what? Probably shaved their head, looked just like them, but inwardly, but by blood, they were Israelites. You see? Matter of fact, let me get back to yep. We're gonna read Maccabees. This is where it all started. This is where the big Hellenization period was started. You see, this is for First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 11. It says, "And in those days went out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we depart from them, we had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were forward wherein that they went to the king, who gave them a license to do after the ordinance of the heathen." So what they shaved their beards off, they made bald their head, all right, they perform in Greek customs, you see. They got all into the philosophy and the worship of their gods. This is what our people did in the book of Maccabees. When the Greeks started to rule, when it started to come up, you had our people, which were Israelites by blood, basically denounced being an Israelite and wanted to follow Greek customs and wanted to follow their customs. You see, they wanted to praise Zeus, and all those other Greek gods. And you even have some of our people even today still up into that, about the Greek mythology and loving the Greek mythology and all of this. You see? It says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. It says, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen, and they were sold to do mischief. See? So this is what our people did, man. They put down what was right unto them. They put down what was right. They put down the customs of an Israelite and picked up the customs of heathens. You see? So this was a great Hellenization period, that took place in the early stages of the Greek Empire. All right. And then it trickled over into the Roman Empire. That's why when you read, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, even in the book of Acts, Paul said he was sent to the Gentiles, but he wasn't sent to the actual Gentiles, to the actual heathens. He was sent to our people amongst those Gentiles. See, because by blood they were still Israelites, and they was being brought back to who they once were. All right. Matter of fact, that's why you got, where is it? Yep. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 1. It says, "Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant." It says, "Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led." See? A Gentile, if you're a Gentile by blood, if you're actual heathen, you can't be a heathen and then not be a heathen. You see? But what if you were an Israelite who took upon their customs of the Gentiles? What Paul sitting here saying, he said that you were Gentiles. What? Because you followed the custom. You followed their ways. You likened unto yourself, likened unto them. So you thought yourself was amongst them. You thought yourself was a heathen. But now you've woken up. You understand, no, I'm an Israelite. This is what I should be doing. I should be growing my beard out. All right. I should be dealing with a woman. I should be praising Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. I shouldn't be getting tattoos. I shouldn't be make bald my head. You see, I should be wearing a garment, not a toga. All right. So Paul is here and say what? That ye were Gentiles carried away after these dumb idols. See, you shouldn't be praising these dumb idols. This is the reason why scriptures are like that is written in the New Testament. It was written for our people that were amongst the heathen. That were really actually Israelites. And actually, and more importantly, they were actually part of the elect. See? And that's another thing too, man. We were Gentiles. All right. Me myself, I was a Gentile. I wasn't born in the truth. I didn't come up and knowing I was an Israelite. I came in the truth in my early teenage years. You see? But still, I had a good 13, 14 years of wickedness, of me doing heathenistic things, you know, praising other gods, eating abominable foods. All right. I wasn't, at the time I wasn't having sex yet, so I didn't technically commit adultery, but still, I was in a heathenistic mindset. All right. But when I woke up to the truth, when I woke up to the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, I came up out of that. All right. I put all that other stuff behind me. And I started walking in truth and enlightenment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So I was a Gentile, but then I woke up. You see? That's why, let me see. Let's see, can I find it? Yep, right here. This is Galatians chapter 3 and verse 26. It says, "For ye are all children of Yahweh by faith of Yahweh Shah Mashiach." It says, "For as many of you as has been baptized unto Mashiach have been put on Mashiach. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Yahweh Shah Mashiach." See, now we was just, this is a scripture that you would think like, wait a minute, you just said that, this is talking about Jew or Greek. No, it's talking about Hellenistic. It's the Hellenistic Jews. It's the Greeks, the Hellenistic Greeks, the Greeks that I've been saying that says what? The ones who took on the customs of the Greeks, who took on the customs of those people and acted like them, but really deep down were Israelites. You see? Matter of fact, let me get this one in the book of Apocrypha just to show you how much our people loved their customs. Even Timothy's father. See, people actually read the scriptures and actually thinks Timothy's father was an actual Greek, because he believed himself was a Greek, but really he was an Israelite. All right. This is this is Maccabees chapter 4. This is first Maccabees. Is this first or second? Second Maccabees. This is second Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 15. It says, not setting. It says, hold on. Let me get up a little bit. I'm gonna start from 12. It says, for it said, he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. Now such was the height of Greek fashion, and increased the heathenistic manner. It says though the excellency, profaneness of Jason, the ungodly wretched, and no high priest, that the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifice, hastening to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise, after the game of it's like, it says, after the game of Dias called them forth, not setting by the honor of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all. See? So it says what? Certain of our people didn't even, they put down the law. They put down the thing that was lawful. And what? They allowed the thing that was unlawful. See? And it says what? Not setting the honor of their fathers, what? Uplifting what our fathers did. The forefathers did with what? Praising Yahweh Shem Yahshua, sacrificing right to the altar, obeying the statute, laws, and commandments. But they didn't honor that. But what? But likening the glory of the Grecians best of all. See? But they liked the way the Greeks ran things. They liked the way the Greeks did things. So what? They did the things of Greeks. They did the things of the Grecians. And they likened themselves unto those people, even though they were actual Israelites. You see? So when you read scriptures like this, it says there is neither Jew nor Greek, neither bond nor free. They're both talking about Israelites. It's just one Israelite thinking that he's a Greek, and the other Israelite knows he's an actual Israelite. The Jew is what would be the circumcised, the ones that know that they're Israelites, the one that follow the statute, laws, and commandments. And the Greek is an Israelite that doesn't know, that's following the Greek customs. That's why it says what? We are all one in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Because what? We are all Israelites by blood. You see? And that's where it talks about in Romans, the 11th chapter. All right? About the olive branch. And the one being broken off and being grafted back in. You see? And that's what I'm in. But in fact, I'm going to end it off at that. Not the Romans 11, but the best the best scripture you can get when it comes to the Gentiles. All right, this is Romans chapter 9 and verse 4. It says who are Israelites. I'm gonna start from 3. It says, for I wish I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh. See, and what tribe was and what kinsman is he talking about? He's talking about his kinsmen, which is our Hebrew Israelites. You see, Paul was a Benjamite. All right. So when he's talking about his flesh, his kinsmen, he's talking about other fellow Israelites. All right. He's not talking about everybody. Verse 4, it says, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. The word pertaineth means belong to. All right. That's where the adoption comes from. The Israelites are the only ones that can be adopted back in. All right. Not anybody, not no Hamite, not no Edomite, not no Ishmaelite, another Israelite. If they fell away into a heathenistic culture, all right, they can be adopted and grafted back in. That's who pertaineth the adoption. It says what? And the glory and the covenant and the giving of the law. Who is the law given to? Israelites. Go back and read Numbers, Deuteronomy, and Leviticus. It's going to say this unto the children of Israel. Say this unto the children of Israel. Speak these words unto the children of Israel. We were given the law. All right? Not everybody. It says, and the servants of Yahweh and the promises. See? All those things pertain to an Israelite. All right? And there's nothing you can say against that. There's no way you can get around it. All right? So that video, it hit a really, really good point when it says what? Though that happened centuries on after that they still they became more of a diaspora community, which means what? They were scattered. They were Israelites dispersed between the heathenistic nations. You see? And then Paul was sent to bring those people back to the Lord. All right? It's not rocket science, man. If you have a spiritual eye, and if the Lord of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is dealing with you, you'll see it. All right? You'll see it. But that's all I had, Lord willing, after this video was edifying. Until next time, I'm going to say shalom.